guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I start, I want to apologize for not posting a video last week. I was just really busy and I didn't have time to record a video. So I want to say sorry about that. But let's just, forget the past and move forward. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my middle school experience. Yay, back to school videos. I personally love back to school videos because I just like school in general. So I really like to make back to school videos in particular, if you wanted to know. So I was in middle school from 6th to 8th grade. Some middle schools or junior high goes from 6th to 8th and some goes from 7th to 8th. I wasn't from 6th to 8th. I was in Florida for my 6th and 7th grade year and I went to one school, and then I moved up to Nebraska for 8th grade and went to another school. So my middle school consisted of 2 schools. This is for 2 schools. So 6th grade. I personally think that 6th grade was the easiest year for me out of 6th, 7th, and 8th because it wasn't that hard. I mean, it was a little difficult, but it wasn't that hard because you're just getting out of 5th grade, and some schools are more strict on 6th graders than others, but my school personally wasn't that strict on 6th graders, and I mean, it just depends on what school you go to. But every year I had a mean / annoying teacher that I could not stand and annoyed the crap out of me. So for 6th grade, it was my world history teacher. I had her first period and it sucked bad because I am not a fan of learning about dead people. Like, I just don't care about, like, okay, I somewhat care, but like, I don't care who Theodore Roosevelt is. Like, I just don't care. So history, civics, social studies, all those classes were more difficult for me to focus because I just didn't really like the class in general. But anyway, 6th grade was the easiest of all because of the fact that we're getting out of elementary school and like it's just the beginning, So I mean, 6th grade was like pretty easy, and there was this one girl, she had a YouTube channel, and most girls in middle school get bullied. Not most, but like some girls get bullied, and I didn't get like hardcore bullied. I was bullied, like verbally bullied. Like, this girl would say stuff, or she would like make fun of my outfits or whatever, and I couldn't stand her. But then in 8th grade, not 8th grade, but then in 7th grade we kind of got along more, so I mean, it turned out well. So moving on to 7th grade. 7th grade was a lot harder than 6th grade because obviously the curriculum is harder because you're moving up a level. But my civics and language arts teacher, I hated them. I literally hated them. And I know hate is a strong word, but I couldn't stand them. And I had civics first period, and it got to the point when I went to his class where I literally sat there and did nothing. Because I am the type of person who, if I have an A in your class and I don't do one assignment and like I still have an A, I don't care. Like, I won't do it. And for like a couple weeks, I had a 7% in his class, and it was just, 7th grade civics was really bad for me, and I didn't like him, he didn't like me, the whole class knew it. Like, it was bad to say the least. For my 7th grade language arts English class, I had her last period, and if you were in that class, shout out to you. But you guys all know that I didn't like her. There is nothing to say, I just didn't like her at all. But I want to say that this lady, my 7th grade English teacher, she pushed me, and in a good way. She made me work up to my potential because I would give her like half done stuff. Like, I wouldn't care what I gave to her like work wise, and she pushed me and made me work harder and like earn the grade I deserve. And so I learned some stuff from that teacher, so I mean, some good came out of it. But moving on to 8th grade. 8th grade was probably my worst and best year. Here are the reasons. So you know how parents say teens go through like a rebel phase where they're defiant and they break all the rules? That was me in 8th grade. I had the mentality that I just didn't care what you said about me or what you thought, like whether you were a teacher, a student, an administrator, like I just didn't care. If I didn't like you, I didn't care. And that is the worst possible attitude you can ever have going into something, because it just turns out bad. So it all started, this sounds like a story tale. It all started in about October of my 8th grade year. Because yes, I was new to a school, so I didn't know anybody. So August, September went by and I kind of met people. And then here comes October. I met this guy. His name was Charlie. And if you went to my school, you know that Charlie is bad news. And I mean, I'm new, I want friends, so we talked. And ever since Charlie, it just went downhill. I started skipping class, I hung out with the wrong people, I was defiant towards my schoolwork, towards my teachers, towards my students. I didn't care about the administration at all. It was a really bad couple months for me. From like October to December, it wasn't good at all for 8th grade. But January came and I wanted to, like, you know, turn over a new leaf or whatever. New year, new me, classic. So I started to change a little bit, but I just kind of fell off the boat a little bit again. And then I kind of got back, I kind of got my stuff together around the end of the year when April and May came, because I just realized that the stuff I was doing was dumb and it didn't help my case at all. It got me in more trouble. And there's this one dean, my dean, and every time I got in trouble to the point where like it went past teachers to the deans, I just didn't like talking to him at all. So I just stopped getting in trouble because I didn't like talking to him. Smart, I know. But yeah, my 8th grade year was the most eventful year of my life. You can even ask my parents. I got so many phone calls home over dumb stuff. Things like not turning in work. Things like saying I don't care to the teachers. It's just like dumb stuff that I could have avoided. But for 8th grade, the one teacher that I didn't like, that I ended up liking at the end of the year, he was my ENT or engineering and technology teacher. I didn't like him at all. But I kind of like, okay, in the beginning of the year, he was cool. Then I got to know him and I hated him. And then I kind of like, you know, started to not hate him as much, if that makes sense. But that teacher, he also pushed me to give like 100% of my work and all that stuff. And he pushed me to work at my full potential. So, I mean, there's some good, you know, like the 7th grade teacher. Throughout 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I had the same favorite teachers. And those were always my math teachers because I love math. Like, math is just my subject. I'm good at it, so I just really enjoy it. And I have to say 7th grade math was probably the funnest class ever. I love that math class. I actually have a picture on my wall of me and my math teacher and my best friend in 7th grade. So that was my middle school experience. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe right over there. Make sure to leave requests for more back to school videos because I would love to do more back to school videos because I love them. But yeah, make sure to follow me on my social media and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!